Hello YouTube and welcome to Riverside, California, site to race number 24 of the NRSL Coke Vanilla Cup Series season number 5. And the first car out onto the track will be that of Cole Deaver, the Budweiser Chevrolet, who will come into this one 24th in the points. And join me as well in this one is Steven. So go ahead.
Sorry. Cole finished 14th last week at the Riverside Arena. He finished 6th at Darlington and had a 33rd at Michigan. The 8 car last year finished 22nd here at Riverside, so trying to do better this year for the DEI team.
James Qualls, the FedEx Express Chevrolet, comes into this one 25th in the owner's points. I guess actually the 8 is 14th. I'm sorry.
Anyways, Qualls finished 9th at Michigan, but the last stretch of races since he got 3rd at Coca-Cola has only had 2 top 15 finishes. So the 11 team is definitely trying to improve before they fall out of the top 30 points.
Zachary DeLello, the most recent COT race winner, is 53rd in the owner's points.
Well, DeLello won Michigan, we said, one of the biggest upsets since Gabe Williams at Bristol, and that was their first race they made since Coca-Cola, so we'll see if they make the race on the momentum of high.
Samet Ozkan, also one of the Go homers. He is 33rd this car's 33rd in the owner's points coming in.
Samet Ozkan DNQ'd last weekend at Vance Arena. He finished 5th at Michigan and had 22nd at Darlington, plus a DNQ at Indy. I believe the 29th finished in the back last year at Riverside, so the team's definitely trying to improve. But RCR has won 2 out of the last 3 races, so we'll see what he's going to do with another RCR car.
Henry Sanford, the Burger King Toyota, comes into this one 7th in the owner's points.
Henry's had a rough few weeks. He finished last at Vance Arena, one of the only incidents we saw last week. Henry is glad this weekend. He finished 4th in Michigan too, but Henry ran this race. He made the race last year, but gave up his seat to DJ Curtis. So looking to make his first start at Riverside this year.
Stephen Pollither in the 23 comes into this one. They are 17th in the owner's points.
Stevens had three straight top 10 finishes, the 26th and the 25th. He ran last year's race here. I don't remember where he finished exactly, but Steven looking for some more momentum that he had those last 2 races and trying not to go on the derail path just like his teammate, because Bill Davis has been running too good the last few weeks.
Tristan Wilhoit, the Lumber Liquidators Ford, comes into this one 3rd in the owner's points.
With no crown jewel events left, I see Wilhoit dropping. No, I'm joking. They finished 30th at Michigan and 12th at Vance Arena. Last year, actually, Levi McIntyre drove this 16 car from the 42nd to 18th, so we'll see if the 16th got speed this year.
Well, that was because the 16 made the race and Levi did not.
Yes.
Henry Williams in the 77 will have to make it in on speed. They are 52nd in the owner's points.
Henry Williams, he made Michigan. They're usually, this team, the Robbie Gordon team, are usually good at the road courses. They didn't finish too well at Thornton, but we'll see how the 77 runs this week. This is their forte, so we'll see how they do it because RJ Reynolds is the fastest on track.
That's out of 9 cars. Joshua Osborne, the Haas Chevrolet car number 70, is 31st in the owner's points. Will have to make it in on speed.
The reason why they didn't make it on speed, they had a horrible stretch of races. They didn't finish in the top 20 since Thornton, and they DNQ last week at Arena, at Vance Arena. I mean, their 3rd time this season, 1st time since Bristol, I believe. So trying to rebound for Osborne as he tries to catch, I believe, a 4 in owner points. Now they lost a bunch of
41 actually right now, but we'll get to that later.
The who?
41, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, trying to gain ground on him after they lost a bunch of points last week.
As Zachary DeLello now up to the top of the board. Jeffrey McCullough in the 26 Crown Royal Ford is another one of the Go homers. They are 48th in the owner's points and cannot make the owner's chase.
No, they finished 19th at Arena last week after missing 4 straight races. What's good for the 26 team is they finished 11th last year at this race. So we'll see if they got the same speed and give McCullough his tie his best career finish or a better run than that.
By the way, I'd say it's safe to say Wilhoit has speed. Dylan Young in the 24 just went to the top of the speed charts in the Pepsi Chevrolet. The 24 team is 8th in the owner's points.
Here's is Dylan. Dylan finished 24th at Vets Arena last week, and he got 7th at Michigan at 13th. So the team has got a little bit of momentum on the side. I believe Dylan was in this race last year, if not mistaken. So Dylan trying to improve and get a better result this year at Riverside.
Alexander Rowe in the 2 is currently the 5th quickest car. They are 49th in the owner's points.
Alexander Rowe, even though the crazies at Rents Arena, he could not improve. He's finished 30th, 31st, and 23rd the last 2 weeks. All this team needs is a top 20 finish.
Zach Rogers with damage to the left side of his number 10 Valvoline Dodge is currently 17th quickest. They are 29th in the owner's points.
Definitely looking. The reason why they're there is they finished 29th, 39th, 32nd, 39th, 31st, and 24th the last 2 weeks. The 10 teams have been on a really string of bad races and they need a good result and a shot in the arm.
RJ Reynolds, the UPS Toyota, is currently 16th quickest in this session. They are 42nd in the owner's points. They cannot make the owner's chase either.
Well, besides that, to that point, they finished they finished 4th at Vents Arena last week. RJ's best career finish this season and best run since 3 unit. They finished 22nd in Michigan. They made 2 straight races, so after that momentum, they're trying to make 3 straight races.
Alger Baranauskas in the 46 is currently 24th quickest in this session, and they come into this one 55th in the owner's points.
They finished 25th at Michigan. DNQ'd the last 2 COT races, and we'll see how the 46 does this weekend.
Nice. Okay. Amy Shelley in the Altel Dodge in car number 12 is 14th quickest in this session right now. They come into this one 16th in the owner's points.
Amy's been having a good few weeks after a struggling stretch of races, 12th, 8th, and 6th. The only downside for Amy, she finished 41st in this race last year, so definitely trying to improve on that and give a good run for the Altel Dodge.
Can't go much worse.
Well, it could.
I say it couldn't go much worse.
Like this.
William Brock in the 18, the Interstate Batteries Toyota, or Chevy, I'm thinking next season already. 15th quickest right now in this session. They come into this race 45th in the owner's points, so one of the cars that cannot make it into the chase.
Well, they missed 8 straight races, so I'm not. But on the upside for William Brock, they finished 10th last week at Vents Arena, so definitely trying to improve on that in the 18 and see if they keep up that momentum.
Zachary Fitzwater, the Dodge dealer's number 19, is currently 20th quickest, but will race. They come into this one 22nd in the owner's points.
Fitzwater's 34th, 19th, and 11th the last 4 weeks. And like I mentioned, it can't get any worse. The 19 car finished 42nd, was down last year in this race. So Evernham looking to improve on that 19 car this year and get a better result.
Seth Cole, the National Guard Chevrolet, is currently 7th quickest in this session. They come into this one in the 12th spot in the owner's points.
After struggling to get top 20 results, Seth has 3 straight top 20s. He'll be making his inaugural Riverside start as he gave up his seat to run the 09 for Kyle Matthews last year. So we'll see how Seth does in his first race because he's locked into this race, I believe.
Yes, he is. Max Anderson just jumped up to 2nd quickest.
Momentum.
Allie Nelson, the 360 OTC Toyota, is currently 6th quickest, so looking good to make it in on speed as they come into this one 34th in the owner's points.
Allie missed last week's race and had a crushing loss at the DNC race thanks to Isaac Flickinger. Yeah, they've missed 2 straight races even after Amy's 4th place at Darlington. So if they make the race, they're trying to get on the momentum from Darlington. If not, they're just going to keep DNQ.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Mary Shelley in the 38 car is currently 11th quickest in this session, and they come into this one 38th in the owner's points, one of the highest among the drivers who now cannot make the chase.
Mary has had a really struggling year as this first year not making the chase. 11th last week at Pennsylvania, and she finished 21st at this track last year. But on the bright side, this is her best stat, and she finished 3rd at Sonoma, so we'll see what she does at the road course Riverside.
William Flickinger in the Target House Dodge is currently 19th quickest and comes into this one 46th in the owner's points.
For the upside, they finished sixth in the DNQ2 race and had a 40th rough race at Arena. But if they do make this race, Matt Dixon finished second in the 40 car last year. So if they bring up the same setup, they might have a good run this week.
I'm not sure how well the setup would transfer over to these cars, though. Christopher Pierce in the 41 breast cancer awareness Target Dodge is currently 14th quickest and will race this week, but is currently holding that 30th spot in the owner's points.
Christopher finished 39th and 35th and 31st the last 35th twice and then 39th the last 3 weeks. So trying to improve, that's why they've fallen down to 30th. And if they have another result like that, Jonathan Osborne's going to be nipping at his feet.
Jonathan Osborne. Did you really?
Joseph Joshua.
Thank you. Third time's the charm. Mark George, I saw the scheme on track. It's the Big Red Dodge for Ganassi Racing. 22nd quickest right now on the speed charts, and they will race. They are 15th in the owner's points.
Mark had a top 20 last week in his first top 20 since 10th at Pig Stadium. A very struggling few weeks for Ganassi, so the 42 team trying to improve on the program, and Mark needs a good run.
And Max Anderson in the Snickers Ford for Yates Racing is currently third quickest in this session and will need to make it in on speed. 37th in the owner's points.
Well,
also cannot make the chase.
Sorry. Three out of the last 3 races he made, it's been his 3 best results. One of the 3 best results from the season. Second place last week, had a good car, just came up short to Steve Pollard. So we'll see how he does with that momentum in the 88 car as Yates is looking to improve for another season. So yeah, this is the second. Sorry.
Well, no, I mean we've covered everyone now, so.
This is the second race here for Riverside. Last year was with the original Cup cars, so this is the first time we see the body cars at this track.
I would certainly hope so. It's the first time we've brought out the new bodied cars to any of the tracks this season.
Well, anyways, Williams looking to RJ.
This has been your redundant stat of the day by Stephen Paul III.
Oh God. Well, Henry Sanford definitely doesn't have a lot of speed. So that's the bottom 2 that's going to be in danger to miss the race.
Henry Sanford's locked in. They're 7th in owner's points.
No, I know. I'm just saying they don't have a lot of speed.
I mean, but you also said then that they're in danger of missing the race.
You know what? It's 1:40 in the morning. All right.
That's pretty hefty hit. That's gonna take some beating out to do.
So last year, according to the charts, 5th starting place won last year. So whoever starts 5th might have a chance. Allie Nelson's in the 3rd.
Whoa, William Brock.
Well, William Brock, I'm telling you, that 10th place momentum, it looks like he might make 2 races in Brock to 8th increase in a row. And RJ is toast. That was a quick response. So Osborne looking good to make the race. 38 could be a danger. DeLello's got some speed.
DeLello just jumped up.
We'll see how Mary does this. Well, that's not going to help.
No. And even then, still was a 19, so I don't think that lap was looking all that good before that.
Somebody just moved up the charts because Joshua is now 11.
That would be Henry Williams, who was looking somewhat good already, so.
Good lap by Henry. Like I said, Robbie Gordon usually brings good cars to the road course program, so we'll see how they do. Yeah, McCullough trying to get some
flying laps will count.
Unlike last year, I don't think we're going to see a lot. Whoa, boy.
Hello.
We won't see a lot of ride swapping this year.
Probably not.
Hello. Well, it's not gonna help him. Rowe moves up to 13th. That could help him out.
McCullough up to 11th.
No. Oh boy. Somebody blew up.
No, there's a little bit of a dirt spot as they come in on pit lane.
Oh, Baranowskis moves up to 9th.
Well, trying to set a quicker lap time. Oh, well, never mind.
Alexander Rowe could be in danger.
And that is it. So qualifying is done for this group, and Dylan Young puts down the quickest lap time of the session. Henry Williams, William Brock, Zachary DeLello, Max Anderson, Smet Ozkan, Alger Baranowskis putting up some impressive lap times among the Gorga homers. And it looks like William Flickinger, RJ Reynolds might be in trouble, as well as Mary Shelley. So,
or Mary.
And with that, that is it for group number 1. And we'll be right back to bring you group number 2 and figure out who will be the 42 drivers who will take the green flag here at Riverside.
Yes.
And we are back for group number 2 here at the Riverside Speedway, the road course in Riverside, California. Don't know what I was going to say with all that. Looks like first car out on the track is going to be the Camping World number 7 of Jonathan Zorline, and they come into this one 21st in the owner's points.
Well, that means we have 2 Camping World cars this week. Up to this finish 36th, 29th, 39th, and 23rd the last 2 weeks. Now, like I mentioned, like a run, the road going cars usually have good runs in the road courses. The 7th finished 20th last year at this racetrack, so we'll see if they can improve on that this year.
Chris Washer in the CarQuest Chevrolet comes into this one 6th in the owner's points.
Chris has had a decent stretch of races, 7th and a 5th with a 12th with a 30th at Darlington. Chris finished 3rd at this racetrack last year in the inaugural race. We'll see how Chris will do this year and try to match that.
Bill Bragg Jr. in the 22 Caterpillar Toyota comes into this one 2nd in the owner's points.
I believe the 22 DNQ'd this race last year, so they're locked into the race this year. Braddock had a bad race, so did Charles Jackson, but he still lost points to Charles Jackson. 11th, the 14th, and the 13th. Braddock has not had a top 10 since Thornton, and so he's definitely trying to pick up the pace, because if he loses any more ground, we're not going to have a chase.
Mm-hmm. Also worth mentioning the sponsor on the deck lid of the 22. And yellow stripe for the 83 for Sky Commons, who is 31st in the 32nd in the owner's points coming in.
Let me find Sky real quick. Sky Commons comes into this race. Where are you? Oh, technical difficulties in the broadcast booth. Here he is. Sky's DNQ'd 2 out of the last 4 weeks, but they have 2 top 20 finishes when they make races. I believe Sky was last year. I don't really know off the top of my head. But trying to improve on that. He has a teammate with Matt Dixon as the 6th car goes wide, and we'll see how he does this week.
Kyle Matthews in the Lowe's Chevrolet car number 48 comes into this one. They are 19th in the owner's points.
They finished 32nd, 15th, 21st, and 5th the last 4 weeks. Kyle ran the 42 car last year, helping out Seth Cole. Seth Cole helping him out, so he's actually going to be running his own car this year. So we'll see how Kyle does in the 48 car.
Dylan Abrahamian in the AAA Ford car number 6 is 11th in the owner's points coming in.
After their 3 straight 8th place finishes, they've fallen to a slump with the 42nd and 27th. But good news for the 6th, this car won the race, not this car, but last year this team won the race here at Riverside on a last lap pass on Matt Dixon. So we'll see if that 6th can continue the same success this year and win back-to-back races.
Levi McIntyre in the Lumber Liquidators Boston Red Sox Ford Fusion is going to come into this one 24th in the owner's points.
Happy for Levi, he's locked in this race. Like I mentioned before, he ran the 16 car last year. He's 37th, 19th, and 32nd. Levi has been having a really rough stretch since the Twin Rig, trying to get an improvement, and maybe with the Boston Red Sox, he can have that.
Chris Louvier in the U.S. Army Chevrolet with the DEI stripes this week is fifth quickest right now in the early going of this group, and they are ninth in the owner's points.
Chris Louvier areas. Chris has actually had a really, really good stretch of races. He won Indy, third at Darlington, third at Events Arena, and a 24th at Michigan. So the 01 team has got a lot of momentum on their side. We'll see if they can carry it this week with the 01. I'm not sure if it's a non-DEI or a Ginn car, but they ran a Ginn car last week and had a good run.
Well, I kind of already said which one this one was.
Once again, it's too late in that shit. This stuff.
And you've gotten a chance to see it now several times on screen.
Yeah, I need to get some contacts apparently.
As Will Lewis in the Jack Daniels Chevrolet is on track as well. They come into this one 23rd in the owner's points.
Will Lewis, he's finished 42nd, 41st. Yeah, those are his two bad races in the middle, but 7th and 6th. But the only guy here this weekend to say they've won at Riverside in the Coke Cup Series is Will Lewis, as he won on a last lap pass with Matt Dixon. So he's trying to make it back-to-back for him, and we'll see if we can get that momentum and try to get a second win at Riverside.
Charles Jackson, the points leader coming into this one, and this car is atop the owner's points. They are ninth quickest right now.
Charles finished 23rd at Vents Arena, 17th at Darlington, a 10th, and a second in Michigan as their highlight. They haven't been really running too strong the last few weeks. The only thing that's been helping them is their competition in the back with running worse. So we'll see how Charles does this week. Excuse me.
You got all sorts of things going. Yeah, right now, if this group, that is not going to actually be the pole speed right now, as Tim Randolph on track in the 60 is 25th quickest right now in this session. They are 10th in the owner's points.
Tim Randolph the last 2 weeks has finished 16th, 21st, 38th. They got into the top 10 in points, and they've been on a slump. The 60 is technically a road course car from Sonoma in 07, so we'll see how that setup for the 60 car works this week.
And Brian Patterson is currently the second quickest driver in this session in the RNL Carriers Ford. They come into this one 26th in the owner's points.
The reason why they dropped so far is a 40th, a 36th, and a 33rd the last 3 weeks. Definitely trying to pick up the pace for the 17th before they fall into the clutch of the Joshua Osborne and the 41 Pierce.
Johnny Gardner currently 8th quickest, trying to improve on that speed, as the Mobile One Dodge for Penske Racing is 36th in the owner's points, the highest of cars that cannot be in the owner's chase.
So Johnny has finished 40th at Indy and the 35th at Events Arena after winning the pole, but kind of choked away the lead. DNQ2 races in the middle, so the 06s are on a big-time slump. So Johnny needs a shot in the arm, and he needs not to choke this week.
Daniel James, in his final appearance in the 4 car, is currently 15th quickest. Will race. They are 28th in the owner's points.
They finished. Daniel has finished 24th, 10th, and 28th in his 3 starts. Then solid run. Darlington didn't make too many friends. The 4 car did not race last year. I can confirm that. So Morgan McClure makes their first Riverside start, and Daniel James' last start in the 4 car this year.
Well, hopefully. I mean, we would like to see Jack James be able to finish out the season, obviously.
Yes.
Vince Almarego in the Sylvania Chevrolet is currently 17th quickest, and they come to this one 4th in the owner's points.
So like I mentioned with Jackson, his competition running bad. Finished 38th at Menzel Arena and got in the way of the leaders last week. But he has a 6th place, but besides that 6th place, a 12th and a 25th. Definitely been inconsistent, but the 15 car finished top 10 last year with the 8th place with Leo behind the wheel. So trying to get another top 10 at Riverside for the 15 team.
And just like that, we've already covered the 83 at one point in this session. I know that for a fact. As Mohamed Zainadullah in car number 1 is currently 23rd quickest in the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet, and they come into this one 27th in the owner's points.
The reason why the 27, like Patterson, the team has not had a top 15 runs since their third at Las Vegas. The team is at their best finish since was the 19th at Las Vegas. Third they finished, I believe, at
Um,
Charlotte.
I think
Yeah,
you.
I kind of botched that. Third in Las Vegas, 19th in Ontario. My apologies. That's the best finish since then. The one team is looking for some momentum as they have been the worst DI car in the last few weeks.
Charles Stanford and the Team Chevrolet Chevy for S3 Motorsports is currently 6th quickest in this session. They have to make it on speed, 43rd in the owner's points.
Charles has actually not made a race since Barber, where they finished 39th. He got replaced in India DNQ3 straight. They did finish 17th last year in the 05 car. So definitely got some speed and looking for it to improve on a top 20 finish here last year.
Sam Young, the Wiley X Chevrolet car number 14, is currently 24th quickest in this session, 5th in the owner's points coming into this one.
So besides their wreck at Darlington, they finished first at Barber, second at Indy, third at Michigan, and seventh at Benz Arena. Henry Stanford actually drove this car last year. No, the 14 missed the race last year, my correction. So the 14 will make their first Riverside start and try to improve on momentum as he tries to win 2 road course wins in a row.
Preston Plord in car number 20, the Home Depot Chevrolet with the store number on it this week, is 15th quickest, and they come into this one 20th in the owner's points.
So Preston's finished 35th, 27th, 227th in a row and 20th. They actually finished 27th in this race last year. So Floyd's trying to get his best run at Riverside and trying to improve on his season and his best career Riverside finish.
Jessica Shelton in the Ford Motorcraft Ford for the Wood Brothers is currently 8th quickest in this session. They come into this one 13th in the owner's points.
Pulling to James Qualls in the Truck Series, not a lot of top 10, but 18th, 13th, and 16th the last few weeks. They just did make this race last year, but finished in the back after, I believe, wrecking with Steve Pollard. So Jess is trying to improve on the 40th last year, trying to get a top 10 to try to get the 21 in the owner's chase at least.
She's actually not even that far off of the driver's chase either, but it's a lot more likely for the drivers or for the owners than the drivers. William Duncan in the unsponsored 31 is currently the slowest car in this session, and they come into this one 18th in the owner's points.
William, here he is. So William had a 9th at Darlington, but the team has been really struggling. Well, they actually finished 9th at Benz Arena. The last 3 weeks, 3 top 20s in a row, definitely what the 31 needed after a struggling stretch. So we'll see how Duncan does this weekend here.
Kev Shear, the Goodies Dodge, is currently 18th quickest in this session, and they come into this one 47th in the owner's points.
So Kev actually missed last week. He's missed 3 out of the last 3 races. He actually made Michigan, but got replaced. Again. 30th at Indy, and he finished 7th at Twin Rig his last 2 starts. For Kev, not a lot of speed. Like 43 did start second last year, but definitely not looking like they got the same speed this year.
Yeah, that tells me that there was definitely an early wreck with Jess, because Jess was the one in that 43 car last year.
Yes.
Tom Shelley, the Wells Fargo Dodge, currently is 14th quickest, and they come into this one 41st in the owner's points.
I know some setups are not coming up because 21st at Arena and 20th at Darlington. Tom actually finished top 5 in this event last year, one of his few top 5s in his career. So Tom, if he can make the race, he's trying to better that, and he's just looking for some speed right now.
Zach Flickinger in car 55 is currently 11th quickest in this session. They come into this one 35th in the owner's points.
So Zach finished 20th and 32nd in 2 starts, and DNQ 4 out of the last 7 races. But for the 55 team, if they can make it, Gene Sanford led a few laps last year before settling for a 10th place finish. So if the 55 car can get a little speed, maybe we'll see them up there in the top 10.
I'm trying to see what the splitter is, because that's like the one indication on this car. That's about as best of a look as I'm going to get. Matt Dixon, also with the yellow stripe on the 84, this week is currently 7th quickest right now in this session. They come into this one 50th in the owner's points.
So Matt Dixon has actually missed two straight races they attempted to row after a fourth place at Pig Stadium. Matt Dixon had heartbreak last year getting passed by Will Lewis on the white flag lap. So if Dixon can make this race, he's trying to avenge that, and he lost his first DNQ race last week's 2 weeks ago. So trying to look for some momentum. I'm
Steve
not surprised.
Pollard is currently 16th quickest in the 98 car, and comes in the 98 team comes into this one 54th in the owners points.
Well, Steve has won two races that in a row that he's run in the 33 car. He's actually missed two straight races in the 98 car. He hasn't made a race since what was it? Since Pit Stadium, the 98 car. So Steve is just looking forward to the chase to get into the 33 full time.
And
He also was the pole sitter here last year. I have to mention that.
well, he's definitely not going to be the pole sitter this year, as that covers everyone now. So it's just a matter of figuring out who we're going to look at for the Garga Homers.
Well, that speed by Steve is not even going to make the field. And we've determined that Steve will not buy a ride in the field for this. What I will.
He has almost a 2-race lead on 31st. That's the reason.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say Steve's status for the chase, but I'll just leave it at that.
You already did. Even if you weren't supposed to, you already did.
Well,
Steve's someone went into that wall hard.
Someone did. Charles is up to 6. That looks like a good indicator to make the race. Dylan Young would be the pole sitter right now, as Will Lewis will start second, it looks like. Steve did run his best lap time. Actually, that lap time will put him ahead of RJ Reynolds, but still behind Mary Shelley. Who's at the bottom of the chart?
Hold on.
So not looking good for Kev, so that's not good for Kev. Definitely not looking good for Steve. And let's remind you, Steve won the road course race this year too in the 98 car.
Yeah. By the way, flying laps will count. I also figured out the 12 cars just in the nick of time. And that's it. Lap times aren't going to count here.
Come on, Steve, shot clock it. Hey, it's not going to shock you.
Like I said, lap times are not counting. So that is it for qualifying. Will Lewis puts up the fastest lap time of this session. Patterson, Louvier up there. And I'm just going to be honest, not many of the Garga homers are going to make it out of this group.
Well, I think Shawnee's going to be the first one out.
Well, I will fill Steven in on whether or not he is correct after we stop recording. Just because I don't want to spoil anything, as you'll see it come up right after we're done with this. Either way, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. I'm Gordon Fan 21. This has been a production of the NRSL, and I'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.